YouTube, Hoppy2345 back once again with another banger for you guys. In this video, I'm going over every single card that I'm holding, gold, silver, and bronze. And at the end, I'll do a light review of the common cards I'm holding. If that sounds interesting to you, or you just want to make more stubs, press subscribe and go down to the link in the description below and join the Discord. In that Discord, you can join my community where we all talk about players we like, discuss our opinions on them in a respectful and polite way, and you can get a little bit of early access advice as I do post every now and then in there, letting y'all know what cards I'm buying before I make a video about them. So if that sounds interesting to you, join that Discord, and even if that don't sound interesting, hope you enjoy this video. Let's get into it. Alright, the first card I want to look at here is Manny Machado. Manny Machado is currently sitting at about 700 coins above quick sell. That being said, I don't think it's worth selling out or buying. If you aren't already into Manny Machado, I wouldn't recommend you buying him at such a steep price. But if you're already in him, I wouldn't recommend you sell him either. He should easily go 85, possibly even 86 up next update. The dude has been smashing it. He's got a 1.068 OPS versus left with 4 homers and a nearly 800 OPS with 2 homers versus right. So he's handling both sides of the plate well. He's batting over 300 against right with a 302 and well over 300 against left with a 346 average. This card should definitely go up. So if you bought him back when I originally told you to buy him, keep holding. If you didn't buy him then and you're late to the party, I'm sorry, the bus has already left, in my opinion. You could still make coins by buying Machado at this price, but I'll look to double up my coins or triple up my coins. And at the current price, I think it's going to be hard to see Machado double up your coins, and there's just other options that are better for the price. We're going to skip over Danny Colombe. I think he's a good guy that you could possibly buy, but he's on the injured reserve right now. He has gotten hurt, so I'm not going to talk about him, as MLB The Show often chooses to wait to upgrade injured players. Next up, we got Luke Weaver. Luke Weaver is a clear buy right now. He's got 24 innings pitched, 23 strikeouts, and a .69 whip. Anytime you see a whip below 1, that is a great sign. Starting pitcher, relief pitcher, doesn't matter. That's a good whip. That's a good pitcher. Definitely recommend buying more Luke Weavers. Next, we'll look at the first starting pitcher on my list, and that's Nick Pivetta. He's got 56.1 innings pitched, 63 Ks, and a 1.01 whip. A 1.01 whip for a starter is absolutely incredible. 63 Ks in 56 innings pitched is absolutely incredible. And Nick Pivetta is currently at quick sell value. I would definitely have a buy rating on Nick Pivetta. I would recommend buying him. As always, when you buy a card, make sure you're keeping up with their stats. And if they have 2 or 3 bad games in a row, or 1 really bad game, you can think about selling out at that point. Next up, I have Jeremiah Estrada. If y'all are longtime viewers and you've checked out my previous shorts, you'll know that I used to have 500 Jeremiah Estradas, and I sold down to 200 in order to buy some other cards. Even with that, I think Jeremiah Estrada is still a good card right now. He's sitting at quick sell. He's got a 1.07 whip, but he's got 37 Ks in just 24 innings. If he has like 3 or 4 straight good games heading into the update, you could definitely see him, outperform guys like Luke Weaver just based on his Ks per 9 being so dang good. Personally, I would rather have Weaver than Estrada, but I think it's perfectly smart and good to hold on to both of them. I bought both of them when they were silver cards, so I've already made my stubs on Estrada, but I think I can hold these 200 and make a little bit more. So if you have like a 1,000 Estrada cards, you can think about selling like half of them and holding the other half if you want to move those stubs into other players. But I would not completely sell out of this Estrada guy right now. He's a very talented pitcher who could definitely get an upgrade later on in the year. So I'm going to keep holding my 200. As I've told y'all, I did sell out of over half of my Estrada though. Next up, we got Lucas Urseg. 23 innings pitched, 18 Ks, and a .74 whip. Much like Luke Weaver, with less strikeouts. He's got a great whip, an outstanding whip, and if his whip stays that good, they're going to have to upgrade him at some point above an 82 overall. As you can see, a lot of people agree with me, as there's a lot of people buying Lucas Urseg right now. So far out of the people I've listed, I'd probably have Urseg ranked behind Pivetta and Luke Weaver, both of which you can get for a cheaper price. So Urseg might not be the best guy, but it's never good to have all your eggs in one basket. I like spreading my wealth into multiple people. That way, even if one of your investments don't hit, one of the other ones will hit, and you'll still make stubs. Next up, we got Robert Suarez. Suarez has 23 innings pitched, 23 strikeouts, and a .87 whip. He's a relief pitcher or a closing pitcher, whichever one they need him to do on any given game. And he plays alongside Jeremiah Estrada. Both of them are very good cards to buy. But as I was saying, both of them are very good cards, but Suarez is 300 coins cheaper than Jeremiah Estrada, so I would give him an even higher buy rate than Jeremiah Estrada. It's perfectly fine to hold on to, 200 Estrada and 200 Suarez's, but if it was personally me, I would put Suarez slightly higher on my priority list in buying, just because of the fact that he's a little bit cheaper and he has a little bit more room to move. Next up is Austin Riley, and it pains me to say, but Austin Riley is no longer worth holding. That doesn't mean he won't get upgraded at any point this year, but it just means there's other players playing better than him that can get upgraded faster and can get upgraded more. Austin Riley currently has a .690 OPS versus left and a .769 OPS versus right, which really doesn't do a lot to excite me personally. He's a good player. I know he's a good player, and I do expect him to turn it around at some point, and I do expect him to get upgraded to higher than an 80 overall at some point. It's just by the time you wait for that point, 7 other players are going to have already been upgraded while you're waiting for Austin Riley to turn it around. I don't think he's worth holding anymore. Doesn't mean I think he's a bad player. I think he's a really, really good player who is having a slightly down year. Even in a down year, he's still good, just not quite as good as some of the other guys I have here for y'all today. Next up, I have Andrew Abbott. Andrew Abbott is at 280, which is way above his quick sale, which is 150. At that price, he's hard to recommend to buy, but I'll let you know I will not be selling my 2,000 that I'm currently holding. Abbott should go to an 80, possibly an 81 or an 82. Next update, he's got good Ks per 9, he's got a good whip, and he's won a whole lot of baseball games for a Reds team that hasn't won a lot of baseball games. Andrew Abbott is pitching absolutely amazing this year. If you bought him back when he was a bronze, whenever I first shouted him out, you have already made massive stubs just with him going to a silver, and I hope you're still holding, because no way would I sell out of this card going into the next update. You can debate buying him at such a high price. I personally probably wouldn't do it, because even if he gets a +2, you're buying him at 281 and he's only going to 600. You're doubling your stubs. But, you're taking that risk of, will he get a +2 or will they just give him a +1 or just forget about him? Sometimes MLB The Show just forgets about players, and the players deserve an update, but they just leave them out because they don't remember. Me personally, I love Andrew Abbott. He's one of my favorite pitchers. I think he's going to go high gold before the end of the year. And if you want to buy in on him now and hold him for multiple updates, I think it can be a good buy. If you do buy him and hold him for multiple updates, just make sure to keep up with his day-to-day play and day-to-day stats. And as long as you're doing that, you really can't go wrong. Next up, I got Carson Kelly. Carson Kelly is sitting way above quick sell. He needs a +2 just to barely scrape by and make you any stubs at all. But he's a guy I'm actually going to recommend buying. If you can get him at around 400 stubs, This guy has 8 home runs versus right and has a 1.070 OPS versus right while batting .313 versus right. Now, versus left, he's still got a 797 batting OPS despite only a 2.22 average. This guy is a guy that could go up 2, maybe even 3 overalls next update. And he's also a guy that you could hold for multiple updates as long as his hitting stats stay as hot as they currently are. He could see diamond before the end of the year, or at least high 83, 84 gold level. I like Carson Kelly a lot. I'm not going to dump a whole crap ton of stubs into him just because he's such a high price for his overall. But buying 100 to 200 of them, if you have the extra stubs lying around, I think that's a pretty smart play. Next up, we're going to look at Alio Pagan. Sitting at 148 or around 20 coins above quick sell value. Alio Pagan has a 25 inning pitch stat line with 29 Ks and a .92 whip. Like I said, any whip below 1 is really good. The one thing that scares me with Pagan is his ERA is very, very bad. And MLB The Show's not supposed to look at ERA when they're looking at stats. But when they're looking at 2 different guys that both have good whips, both have good Ks per 9, and one of them has a higher ERA, I think the one with the higher ERA is simply less likely to get the upgrade. That being said, though, Alio Pagan is a great buy at the current price. He could easily see gold, which would be well over 2 times your value, even buying above quick sell value. I like this card a lot. I expect him to keep pitching good. And like any other card, if you buy him, just make sure to keep up with his day-to-day stats. And if he starts playing bad, sell him before the update goes through. Do not wait. Sell him before. Next up, we're going to look at TJ Friedl. TJ Friedl is a silver card who has not got updated 2 straight updates despite batting .322 versus right. He has a 74 contact right. Despite batting .250 versus left, he has a 63 contact left. This guy's a contact bat who has poor contact stats. Do I think he's a great buy? No. He's not a great buy. He's way above his quick sell price. And MLB The Show has a vendetta against this guy. They do not like him. He's deserved upgrades the last 2 times, and they didn't give it to him. That being said, if you agree with me and think he needs to be updated to a gold, he's sitting at 188, and you can still double up your coins if you think he will go gold. It's a little bit hard to go gold when your one true thing you're good at is just contact versus one side, because his contact left probably won't go up. His contact, and both of his power stats probably won't go up. But even with all that being said, I think TJ Friedl is a gold level player. He's a guy that you can buy, and even though he might not go up, he's not going to go down. He will stay at this value at least, making him a flyer. He's not necessarily a buy, but he's definitely not a sell. He's a flyer. If you're already in like 10 other players and you want to add an 11th one as just a, we'll see what happens, TJ Friedl is a great guy to add. Next up, let's look at Camilo Dval as we get towards the end of this video. I hope y'all are enjoying it. Camilo Dval has 23 innings pitched, a 20 Ks, and a .73 whip. For a silver card, that's absolutely immaculate. He should easily go 80 overall. As you can see, the community agrees with me. His price is through the roof. But if you can let this hype calm down and get him around 200 stubs or lower, I think he's a wonderful buy. Even at this current price, 230, I think you can still make stubs off of him. There's not a single guy in this video other than Austin Riley, which I told y'all to sell, that I don't think you can at least have a chance of making stubs with. I like all these guys. If I didn't like them, I wouldn't be holding them. Next up, we look at Brian King. He's got 23.2 innings pitched, 26 Ks, and a .85 whip. He's sitting at 161 on the buy side right now, which means he's got pretty much the same stats as Camilo Dval on about the same amount of innings pitched, except for he's way cheaper than Dval. So if you're buying Dval, I would buy Brian King even more. The one thing that's different with King is Dval is a bigger name, so you expect him to continue to do good. But King might scare a few people. But based on how he's pitching so far this year, I wouldn't be too scared. He is absolutely dealing. He's walked like 2 or 3 batters all year to 28 strikeouts. Those are insane numbers. Just like with any other cards you buy, if you buy any of these guys, make sure to keep up with their stats. And if they start playing bad, get rid of them. It's that simple. Next up, we got Austin Hayes. Austin Hayes is absolutely killing it this year. 280 average versus right with an 832 OPS and 6 homers. And that's his bad side. Against lefts, he's batting .385 with a 1.121 OPS. So above 1,100 on the OPS versus lefties. And despite all of this, he's a 75 overall. He's a long hold player. It's very unlikely that they give him a whole +5 to take him to gold. But he's a guy that you could see go from 75 to 79 this update. And then next update, if he continues with this good of hitting, he could go from 79 all the way to like 82, 83 just in 2 updates. He's an absolute bop of a buy. Next up, we got Nick Allen. Nick Allen is a defensive update player. You're not buying him to make sure he goes up now, but anytime you have some spare stubs you want to throw into a long-term purchase, Nick Allen's defense will most definitely boost him up to at least a silver, but the defense fielding update does not come until the midway point of the year or the All-Star break. So if you don't want to wait that long to see stubs return, then just don't buy Nick Allen. Wait until later and buy him. Next up, we're going to take a look here at Steven Ourt. Ourt has 24.2 innings pitched, 28 Ks, and a .57 whip. And if you've been paying attention, that is the lowest whip we have heard today with great K numbers on a 71 overall. That's absolutely insane. As you can see, other people seem to agree with me as they're got him all the way up to a 37 quick sell right now, and I don't see that coming back down. Ourt should easily go silver next update, and if he keeps these stats up, he should easily see gold before the end of the year. Now, it's a little bit different with relief pitchers because one bad game can just tank their whole stats, but for right now, I highly recommend buying this Ourt guy. Just like with any other pitcher, you buy him, make sure every 4 or 5 days you're checking back in on how he's doing, making sure that his stats still look good, and if he doesn't look good anymore, make sure that you're selling before, his price tanks. Next up, we're going to look at the last bronze card on my list, and that is Cole Henry. Cole Henry's got 18.1 innings pitched, 18 Ks with an .87 whip. I actually expect Henry to stay bronze this update, but I can't justify selling a man with this many stats. I think that this next update, you see Cole Henry go from a low bronze to a high bronze. And then you see him go from a high bronze to a high silver if he keeps these stats up. He's got great stats thus far. He could tank. He could have a few bad games, and his stats could go down the water. But just keep up with that yourself or wait for me to let you know. Anytime I sell out of any card I'm holding, I will let you know that I sold them. I won't leave you in the dark. I won't leave you in the dust holding a card that I'm no longer holding. I'll at least tell you why I sold them, and you can make the decision on whether or not you will sell them based upon that. Alright, as promised, at the very end of the video, I'm going to go over just a few of my common cards. Colby Allard, at the current price, he could be viewed as a buy. He's so cheap. A lot of y'all probably won't even look at the common cards. A lot of y'all probably aren't even still here watching this part of the video. Chase Shugart, though, is a great one. You can get him for 7 stubs, and he will almost definitely go to a bronze next update. Hunter Biggie is injured right now, so you can get him for just 5 stubs. If you have an auto click or anything of the such, you could buy Biggie, wait for his injury to heal up, and then he's probably going bronze once he comes back and pitches, as long as he pitches as good as he was before he got hurt. Outside of those guys, we got Chase Lee. He's a guy that you could buy and hold for multiple updates. He's currently definitely going bronze, but it's another guy that you got to keep your mind on. So I don't blame some of y'all who don't like buying common cards, but here's the ones that I'm personally buying and holding currently. Chase Lee, Zach Agnos, Eric Orrs, Matt Sawyer, Gavin Hollowell, Hunter Biggie, Chase Shugart, and Colby Allard. If I said any of those names wrong, I'm sorry. These aren't big name guys, and I just am not the best at sounding out names. So just give me a little bit of leeway with that. But either way, guys, I think I'm going to end the video here. I tried to put as much information as I could into this video for y'all. As always, thanks any of y'all who are watching. Please comment down below and say, I'm here for the long haul. If you're still watching all the way to the end of these videos, because that really means a lot. And as always, be on the lookout for a short video shouting out different cards and cards that I think are, definite buys and little pieces of tips and information here and there I will post in short form content. This one was a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but I hope it actually ends up being a good thing and that length of the video can just lead to more helping of y'all and more information being shared. Either way, guys, hope y'all enjoyed. Happy 2345 signing out. See you next time.